Beauty from Ashes. Welcome back to another episode with Sarah Nada. If you have been following the past few episodes, you would have learned that I'm meeting with a giant who happened to be a very humble giant. A person, her life would have been as normal as all of us, living, laughing, taking care of children, working, and all of a sudden, she became a wheelchair-ridden. She couldn't use her left hand. And in spite of that, the amount of joy, happiness, hope, resilience, strength, and I can keep going on with many words, are immeasurable. This episode, we will call it Hope When Hope Had Vanished. Sarah, thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. Thank you. I want to ask you, doctors promise many things, and I'm one of them. And not everything we say happened to be true. I want to ask you about the hope, expectations, disappointments, and frustrations. Did it happen to you, and how did you react? What were you promised? What did you expect? And what you didn't get? And how did you react?
One of the major things that I've been until now focusing on was being able to walk again.
Yeah.
When I look at photos in my house, like before the accident and standing with my husband and my kids, it brings me like a promising that, I'm hopeful that will be God's will and I'll be able to walk again someday.
Yeah.
So I took on the challenge to be able to do a lot of these very intense surgeries, and it seems that sometimes the disappointing part is that when they fail, like some of this multiple surgeries, they would fail, and I have to go and fix it again and redo the surgery. And sometimes there would be like something that happened with the vacuum that ended up, having to put me on heavy antibiotics and things like that. So there was always like expectations, and then you don't find what you were hoping to see.
Yeah.
Even though you put the time and the effort, it becomes disappointed. It puts you down, because remember, every time that I have to travel, I had to go out of state and leave my kids and my parents and go over there and stay weeks at a time to recover. So, it was a lot of work that had to be put in, and a lot of planning that had to be put in to be able to reach that goal. Sometimes you just want to kind of give up and say, you know what, I'm doing everything from the chair. I'm able to cook. Right now, I'm unable to drive still.
Really? You can cook?
Yeah.
What do you cook?
Everything.
Seriously? You are a good cook?
Yes, I mean, or you can ask Halim that about it.
But I mean, only with one hand you can break.
This chair, it raises up, so I'm able to go to get stuff from the top counter.
What's your favorite meal? The thing that you love to do?
Well, my kids like molokhaya and rice and meat. So
you love doing that?
We do that a lot. We cook a lot. I like to do the easy stuff most of the time on the skillet and get it like quickly healthy stuff. Trying to be very healthy, but the Egyptian stuff, they love it too.
Yeah. So I want to go back when you said doctors promised the prosthesis. I went through a lot. I went through surgeries. I was away from our house. Then you go home and nothing happened.
Yeah, and also with having that lag time of dealing with insurance was a huge factor.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like I don't know how, if that major brain damage that was in my record when I went in the hospital, if that stayed until now, I don't know who would have been able to be up for hours on the phone to be able to get this part or that part or this surgery or that surgery. It's
so you get your own
really,
authorizations almost.
A lot of times it took like, denials and resubmitting and recalling and readjusting.
And where is the frustration? I'm not hearing that you are disappointed or frustrated. I mean, I'm going to lose my mind here.
No, there's a lot of frustrations. I mean, I will be not honest to tell you that everything just goes away.
Yeah.
Because you carry that trauma or that tribulation with you, but you're just, like I said, you have those two choices, and you can choose to wake up in the morning and do what you have to do and see God in each and every single day. And that is how you can say that you have faith, and that's how you put your faith into action in that moment. Because I kept thinking a lot about what does it mean for somebody to have faith in God? And the only simple answer that I found was that just waking up and being able to take on the day and the challenges that come in the day is simply you're having faith in God and trusting in Him. So I try to do that.
So this is your remedy.
This is my remedy.
So even when you become disappointed on the insurance or the doctors or the procedures or the health system, you get annoyed and frustrated, but that's your remedy. You get your hope back on God. That's the only thing can help you.
Yeah, it said that at night there's morning, but in the next day there's always a light when you wake up the next day. Yeah. So crying is a therapy. Sometimes it's okay to cry. Yeah. It's okay to have your moments that you want to be, alone, and to have your moments that you sit in your room and you talk with God or you pray. That's all healthy and good for you, that you can express those feelings in that way. But also don't forget that laughing and smiling is another therapy.
You are good in
Music is a therapy. Listening to Ternim and spiritual songs and that all of the tools that are available, you find whatever it is that you can find yourself connecting to give you the peace to be able to take on the each day challenges. And like I said, until today there is challenges, and I don't think that challenges are gonna ever stop, because a lot of times when somebody's going through a hardship, they feel like okay, it's okay, that just relax now and then it will pass. Well, the truth is that this might pass, but you might get something else after it. So are we gonna be just looking for everything to be perfect? It's not perfect, because we live in a corrupt world. But what happens is that when you experience the first time something, and if it's something, the more traumatic it is, the more resilience you end up building, so that next time something happens, you can take it a little bit lighter. You can look at it in a different way. Like a lot of the things that used to bother me before, that now I look at it in a different way. I see it with different glasses now.
Like what?
Like, for example, like I used to be upset مثلا that I wanted to have my towels folded a certain way and this put in a certain way. طبعا after I came home, when I have to have like Halim and the kids help me with that, nobody's gonna fold the way I want. Just having them put it on the shelf is a blessing. So that just having to accept that, it doesn't have to be so nitty perfect like I wanted, and focusing on the little things. It's okay, no, I helped.
Yeah.
Yani give them a positive note. Yani
Yeah.
thank you for doing the laundry.
Nice.
Thank you for doing the dishes, and just encouraging them instead of always negative comment.
Yeah. I want to do something I have never asked you before. I want you, after I finish, to look at this camera. I don't want you to talk to me. I want you to talk to every mother, father, son, daughter who lost hope. And I want you to tell them, no sermons. A person who could have lost every single hope, and she's still very hopeful. There is no one on earth, in my opinion, who could have helped someone who is hopeless and helpless better than you. So I want you to talk to them. Forget about me.
Well, it's honestly, I'm a very normal person, just like every mom and every young woman that has kids. And if there was one very important thing that I would tell you is that your kids are your number one treasure, and we tend to live in a world that always everybody around us has things and busy working and busy doing this, but always remember our priorities, like your kids, and how much you teach them and give them an example to have the faith and strength, and teach them love and kindness and all of those virtues. They get it from you. And as a mom, we take things a lot sometimes for granted, or we're busy. A lot of times even just simply our phone takes us away from looking at our own kids. So if we are honest with ourselves, we're gonna say that life has its challenges, and we always have a blessing to know that we always have a helper, and a helper that overcome all of these challenges. So today, I'm here to send you a message and to come here and to tell you about my story for one reason. The reason that I wanted to show you all the things that I've been through is to be able for you to give me a chance to let you know that whatever that you're going through, it might be different. It might be not even physical. It might be inside and nobody knows about it. But the most important thing message that I want to send to each and everybody that's hurting and suffering is that your source of hope is God. He is there, and He knows the remedy and the exact prescription that you need to be able to overcome whatever is happening to you. Every day that we wake up, we have things to be thankful for. I used to be a very independent person that never asked for anything, and instead always wanted to serve and help others. And just like that, in 1 second, my whole life changed. It takes time to be able to cope with things, and you should take your time. Everybody should take their time. But the number one source of hope and a happiness that's able to make me go on and be able to have a smile while talking to you about what happened to me is the Word of God, and is clinging to Him and asking Him like a friend. Don't feel like He is far away. He is closest to you in your hardest time.
I'm not sure if there is a sermon or a preacher who can talk about the value of sufferings more than a person who went through the wine press. Our Lord Jesus Christ in Gethsemane, he actually asked the Father, if you can move the cup away from me, but let it be your will, not my will. And everyone who goes through suffering will say the same thing. And Sarah Nada is another person who attended the School of Gethsemane, and she graduated with flying colors. Not only she is drinking the cup that the Father had allowed her to drink, but she's helping others who may be suffering the same. As in the book of Isaiah it is said, in their afflictions, he was afflicted. The beauty from ashes. Thank you.